I pretty much had an eating disorder my entire life. I always had a really bad relationship with food. Around 8th grade, that's when um, I was always very much into sports, but I started getting more into sports and started losing weight and then just started restricting my diet even more. And it kind of spiraled from there. Right before my junior year in high school or in college, I kind of realized that I needed to do something and I couldn't live this way anymore. So I went to Radnor intensive outpatient and I drove around. It's a really beautiful area out there. And I just drove around and cried for a little bit. So I was really nervous, but at the same time I was also ready. I'd been dealing with my eating disorder and disordered patterns of eating for so long that I knew that I had no idea how to eat and I had no idea how to be okay with food and be okay with my body, and I was ready to change that. So I was motivated, but it was also scary. I mean, the first week I was scared, I was nervous because that's just how I am. But I was also ready to jump in, so I made friends very quickly and um, developed in that first week a really good support system. So intensive outpatient is you go in for a couple hours for 3 times a week at night. And you talk about your week, you kind of do an introduction, things like that. And then you go in and, well, you pick your food for the night and you are eating with your peers. So conversation and everything like that happens. And then after that, you regroup and you talk about it. And then there's usually some sort of therapy session. Sometimes they had multi-family group meetings. I actually really liked it because my parents had no real conception of mental illness in general. Um, and to have them ask questions really made me feel supported. I think the most helpful thing was the meal plan. To this day, I still use my meal plan. I had no idea what I was doing. So the meal plan was the most helpful thing because I'm very logical and I understand you need to eat and food is important to surviving. But I just didn't know how to do it. And so for me, getting the information, that was so pivotal to success and success and recovery. So I look back on it as kind of like a paradise. But of course, when I really think about it, it was really hard. But I honestly wouldn't change it for anything. Renfrew gave me the opportunity to appreciate what I was going through. And even now I look back on it and I know Renfrew saved my life in many ways. They taught me how to eat. They taught me how to process my emotions. I'm very grateful. I think overall, gratitude is what I feel the most when I think about Renfrew.